Destroyed bearing. That's bad. That's very bad. Welcome to the second episode of the Budget LN106. Right here, we have it sitting there in all its glory, and it is an absolute bucket of crap. Everywhere you look, there is something to fix, but that's why we're gonna spend 10 grand fixing this thing from now, not including the wheels and tires. Now, 10 grand in today's standards is not a lot of money, especially when you're factoring in suspension and all that sort of stuff. But I think it's a good place for us to start, and we'll see how we end up at the end of this build. But pretty much the plan with it is to get rid of this Raptor, go to a full patinaed cab. But right here, I am testing out the sanding versus the paint stripper just to see which one works best. We'll check in on that later. Rear of the car, we want to do custom shock mounts, long shocks, custom springs, make this thing flex like an absolute weapon. And remember, we are challenging Harry at the end of this to see if his Patrol can outflex this LN. So we've got a lot of work to do to make this thing capable. I think the most important thing right now to get this thing driving is fixing this diff, because it either has no oil in it and that's destroyed, or it's just had a bit of a failure inside of that pinion there. Pretty much got to start somewhere, so we may as well drop that shaft, pull the axles out, pull the center out, and just have a look if we can even rebuild this diff. This axle seal here is the part that is actually leaking into there and causing this amount of dirt. So that needs to be replaced as well. Let's do the other side. So now that the axles are out, I can go ahead and drop the drive shaft and pull out the center, or as some people call it, the third member. You can see in here, this nut has been staked right there. So I don't think that's come loose, because that does hold tension on the bearing. Right, well, you can clear as day, first glance, just see that that whole system at the back there on the pinion is destroyed. But the teeth actually don't look too bad. There's definitely some wear. Yeah, let's get this thing apart and see what we can find. Very important to keep these caps aligned, so I'm going to mark them. That's bad. That's very bad. Completely destroyed bearing. So it hasn't taken long to find that not only one carrier bearing, but also the pinion bearing is completely destroyed. Now, my main concern now is this wear on the shaft right here, where the bearing was obviously spinning on the shaft and doing pretty much nothing, not being a very good bearing. The actual teeth don't look too bad, although there is definitely signs of wear. I'm not sure if that's the kilometers on this diff or the actual failure and everything being out of whack. Now that we know that this is stuffed, we're going to move on to the engine bay and try and fix some things in there while I think about what I'm going to do with this diff. So inside of here, we have the legendary 3L 2.8 litre non-turbo diesel. This thing makes a whopping 60 horsepower to the wheels. And we've got 35s on, so it's probably like 50 or 40 horsepower right now. It's an absolute slug. But they're very reliable. And the best way for us to keep this thing reliable is to do a major service and fix up all of these leaks. The tappet cover has got some seepage right around it. I also want to change the thermostat. I want to change oil. There is coolant leaking out from underneath. The battery's completely cooked and the alternator is not working as well. It's got a lot of work to do in here, but it's all stuff that is going to make this just a lot more reliable and just peace of mind that we're not going to break down out on the tracks. Everything that we are using today in regards of spare parts and servicing is all from our good friends at SparesBox. Now, they are actually sponsoring this build, so it's a huge help. And if you guys need any spare parts, go to their website, jot your rego in. It pops up all the parts. That's all I did for this. And you can cycle through, select them, order them, and then they literally rock up at your door. You shop their sales, you get really good bargains too. And we've got all of this on the bench ready to go in. Pretty much just everything that I could see in the last episode that was wrong. So we may need more parts than this, but this is going to be a freaking good start for this car. So thank you to SparesBox for sponsoring this build. I'll have a link down in the description. So let's get to putting all of this stuff in. Inside of here we can see the rocker shaft, and it's actually looking really clean. There's no like sludge buildup. Yes, it's black, but that's what diesels do. They just get black really quick. So that looks good. Time to throw the tappet cover back on, and hopefully it does not leak. You know, I'm really starting to get this Toyota LN106 thing. Everything is so easy to work on. It's super light, it's open, there's enough room. If you're going to get your first four-wheel drive, this has got to be up there with one of the best of them. Pretty much just got the alternator, and then we've got to move on to the daunting one of the rear main seal. So gearbox pretty much out, which sucks, but it's got to be done. So get this alternator done, and then probably move on to that. These also have a vacuum pump on them, so a bit of plumbing there. These OEX alternators are honestly really good. Yeah, we'll get this in, and it should be nice and reliable. Righto, it is now the next day, and check this out. Our paint stripper is actually doing something, although it's not doing a whole lot because up here, it hasn't eaten it at all. I did also score it with the razor there, and that hasn't eaten out. I tested a piece of cling wrap as well just to keep the moisture in there, but that doesn't look to have worked any better. If I can get maybe a stronger version of that and then strip all the paint off, that would be amazing. Because underneath this Raptor is a really nice red. And oh, it's actually eating the red too, which is good. Look at that. Awesome. Right, well, it actually come up pretty good. Like you can see they use black primer, and then you've got some bare metal, and then obviously the nice red. So you can kind of see that patina look. Honestly, imagine that over the whole car. I think it'll look absolutely mint. I'm going for that full patina look too, with just the nice wheels, super capable patina car. I think it's going to look sick. I've also just put some more test pieces on. I sanded this bit. This bit's not sanded, but it's quite thick on there. So I'll just see how that goes today. And yeah, we'll move on and keep fixing this thing. I've had this battery on charge all night, so it's a different battery too. It actually fits quite nicely in there too. If this battery's all right, we can run this. It'll save us money because I had it laying around. What I want to do before we pull the rear main seal out is just make sure this engine is running on its own steam now, because we have to do rear main seal and a full service on the engine. So before we do that, it's probably best, let's just check our work up to date, make sure it's all good. I've got to make sure it's out of gear because we've got no diff. We got power. Easy, mate. Easy. Like, it's running good, alternator's spinning, but it's not charging. Alternator probably wasn't the problem, it was something to do with the wiring, which we'll figure out later on. And speaking of wiring, how freaking good does this engine bay look now that all the wiring and junk is gone, and the second radiator? It just looks so much better. Now, I never actually told you guys, or at least I don't think I did, that this car has an upgraded gearbox, and it's probably the best part about purchasing this LN. The stock G52 gearbox is really, really weak, and it's a very common upgrade to put this Surf gearbox in. I'm not sure exactly what box it is, but it's out of a Surf, I know that much. But it's a huge upgrade, and I'm really stoked that that's done. The downside at the moment is the rear main seal. If you guys can see this amount of oil on the ground here, there's 3 puddles. It is leaking like really, really bad. Actually, I'll probably be able to show you. Yeah, you can see all that smuts under there. That's bloody not meant to be there. Now, if the clutch is destroyed, we will have to also get a clutch, which I'm pretty certain it's going to be buggered, because when the oil leaks onto the plate and then you drive it, you just smoke it up and slip it. So probably flywheel clutch, probably destroyed. Hopefully it's not going to be as heavy as a patrol one, and we're going to get this thing out. So on the crank, there's just the slightest bit of wear on there. So I'm gonna have to try and do something about that. But at the moment, I'm just using some 1200. I'm just going around and making sure it's nice and flat. And as you can tell, we're working with quite a fair bit of room under here, so it's always fun. So this here is the seal housing, and you put the seal in here and that goes back on the car. Now there's actually a few mistakes that the last person has made in here, and that's probably why this seal was leaking, because the seal actually did not look that old. So when they've pried the old seal out, I don't know if you guys can see that, they have left a big gouge mark in 2 different spots. There's one there, and then also they've left the residue of the old seal, which was green, and the new one was brown. And it's kind of left like the skin on it right round. So I'm gonna have to clean that off, and then where those little gouge marks are, I'm just gonna fill them with a bit of Loctite and press the seal in over that, and that should fill those holes. I'm just gonna scrape all this off with a plastic scraper, all this green stuff from the old seal. Rear main seal done. Clutch is cooked, so I've ordered a new one from SparesBox. The flywheel had to be machined because it's got oil glaze all over it from that rear main leaking, so that's at the machine shop. Now, when I dropped that flywheel off, I ducked into the paint shop real quick and bought some industrial stripper. And last night I left that on, and this morning scraped it all off. Look how much scrapings come off that. If I was sanding that, all that dust would go right through the shed and right through the car. You never get rid of that stuff. I think that looks better than the Raptor anyway at the moment. And if we let that sit, that'll kind of rust over. Could look pretty cool even just raw like that. Then we can clear coat it. So you guys can kind of see the picture in my head of what I want to do with this thing. So we're pretty much being held up with the flywheel getting machined. It should be ready today. And the diff, I don't really know what I'm doing with that yet, but I'm going to go ahead and keep ticking stuff off and just do a basic service now that that rear main's done. What size is that? Is that a 12 again? Pretty much pull this whole car apart with a friggin' 12. That's a 14 anyway, but 14 and a 12, you could have this whole car ripped apart, I swear. Let's see if I can do it. Oh, not too bad, but not perfect. A little bit of smuts. But just a little bit in there, just to help prime the system. And then always go round your ring, dirty boy. .5, so I do 3.5 and then a 3. That's 6.5, right? Oh. Oh. Oh, that's the breather hose. That's hard as a rock. You can see it's been leaking oil out all over the place. I'll see if I got some more of this stuff. Get that properly clamped. I just picked up the new flywheel, well, the machine flywheel. Looks a lot better. The other one was completely glazed over. You don't want a shiny flywheel. You want it to have that texture on it. And then while I was away, look what rocked up from SparesBox, the new 4-terrain heavy-duty clutch, which is going to be perfect for this car. This is actually the same brand as the Uni Clutch guys. So I'm excited to get this in here. Got a couple of t-shirts and some wireless speakers, which is going to be the goods. Check this out. The pressure plate. They always look sick. How cool does that look? 4-terrain clutch. We're going to get the most amount of clamping power we can get for this absolutely beast 60 horsepower engine because we've machined the flywheel. So if you are doing a clutch, you could either go the Uni clutch, which I believe comes with a new flywheel, or you can order a new flywheel, or you can just get yours machined and then fit a new clutch up. That way you're going to have like the best chance for the clutch to grab onto the flywheel. Make sure it's all nice and clean, get it fitted up. This is the actual fiber disc here, and that grabs onto here like that. I'm not going to put it on there because there's oil, but yeah, that grabs on there like that. So now I've got to get everything fitted up and then lift the gearbox in, which is going to be super fun. My God, it worked. Look at that. You can actually use a hot cross bun to get a spigot bearing out. That's hilarious. Rightio, it is the next day, and honestly, it's about 3 o'clock at the moment. I've been wrestling just with all the stuff under there, but the gearbox is in, bell housing bolts are tight. Pretty much everything is done, which is mint, but we are going to pull up on the car here. Now, if we had a diff center, I'll just throw it in now, and we'll be able to take this thing for a drive, which I really friggin' wanted to do in this episode. I really wanted to drive this car, but I do not want to rebuild this diff, and I cannot find a replacement at the moment. So the plan of attack at the moment is I'm going to look for a 4.8 U center, because not only then are we upgrading the ratios to a better ratio for the 35s, we're fixing this problem at the same time. So over the weekend, I'll look for that, and then we can whack that in the back, and this thing will actually be ready to drive. But obviously we can't really drive it because it's got no tray on it. So I want to move pretty quickly with this build. I don't want to sit in the shed for a long time. I don't know what you guys want to see in the next episode, if we start patinaing the cab and finish off this beautiful freaking paint job right here, or if we move on to like suspension, diffs, that sort of thing, get them cleaned up. So we've still got all the brakes and stuff from SparesBox to put in. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next episode. See you later.